My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is December 8th, 2023. It is 4:49 a.m. I started late because I wanted to finish edit this video, which I just finished. So now I hop on Twitter to see what was going on, and I saw a lot of tweets that were being tweeted, and one of them I've already posted on my community board, this one. Okay, so I want to record as much as I can before, oh, let's not go there yet, before my kids get up. Okay, so I have 10 tweets to share with you. The first one, which I just quickly show you, has to do with RAVEC and some other things and some video clips and things like that. So let's look in the background of my channel. Okay, 3,618 subscribers, new subscribers, welcome. But for some reason, my estimate, it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. I truly will hope if some of you appreciate my content and some of the things that I'm sharing with you, which I truly want you to see for free, because these things are information I think that will help people understand what's going on. So if you want to support my channel, please donate to my PayPal or Cash App, or if you want to be a member, you could join me on Patreon. I will not be creating subscription on YouTube because I do not trust the numbers. So your money could be going to subscription and I'm not seeing the money. So this is why I'm not creating subscription. I rather show you everything that I need to share with you for free on YouTube. And occasionally on Patreon, I will upload random stuff. Okay, it could be about the Sussexes that maybe I do not want to share on YouTube, or some personal things, silly stuff, or really important things, whatever it may be. That's what Patreon will be. Okay, or if YouTube decided to shut my channel down, that's where I'll be posting my stuff. Okay, Patreon is my last resort for paying to watch anything that I want to share with you. But in terms of supporting me, okay, it's an option. Okay, if you enjoy my content. But because a Patreon is a subscription base where you have to pay every month, some of you cannot afford to do that every month. But once in a while, if you feel like you want to donate to me, this is where Cash App or PayPal come into play. All right. But anyway, so this is my back end. I'm just showing this for record purposes. Okay, $247.49. And the analytics that shows somewhat everything. Okay, my subscription is going up. So people are watching, they're noticing my channel. So how come the estimate, instead of going up, it's going down every day when I have videos every single day? You know, at least one video. Sometimes I have two and some short videos or whatever, but it's every day. I made sure to have at least one video for you guys to watch, because I want you guys to share your time with the other Sussex squads who are sharing their own thoughts as well. I'm not trying to be greedy here. All right, so there's my views in the last 48 hours, 4,322 views. Okay, and the subscription is going. So now let's go on Twitter. So this is the first tweet here. King Charles Docu, royal family lawyer said RAVEC did consider that what happened to Diana could happen to Prince Harry, and the British public will not be significantly upset if there was a successful attack on Prince Harry. So what? I mean, this is where Harry was trying to do the separation between private and public.
About what goes on behind the scenes. It's unnecessary. You know, I hope that people get to see me here in this Invictus role, you know, cracking on with the guys and mucking in and having a good time with them. And this is, you know, this is half my official role, but half my private role. This is what I enjoy doing. But the private life has to has to be private, and I hope people respect that.
Right now, this is where father should come into play. Not the being king or, let's say, before the queen died, or the heir to the throne or anything like that. This is where you were supposed to be a father. Think as a father. And forget about the, how the people will think. You as a father, how you take care of your kid. My goodness. Right, my question to the British people is, does Charles speak for you? Okay, King Charles justified the government preventing his son from having security by arguing that a successful attack on Prince Harry will not significantly disturb the British public. Then I'll read my comment. Okay, so let's go into that. Sir James said, it was simply incorrect to suggest that there was no evidence that the issue of impact was considered, adding that the death of Diana, Princess of Wales, Harry's mother, was raised as part of the decision. He added, RAVEC gave greater weight to the impact on state function being lessened as a result of the change, over likely significant public upset were successful attack on Harry to take place. Mr. Justice Lane will give his judgment over the case at a later date. So they were, when was that? I know this week, either Monday or Tuesday, they were in court. So was that another day that this happened? Let's say, for instance, one day it's Harry's lawyer presenting her case or his case. And then now this is the response to that. They're giving them a day to do the response. Or were these take place the same day? Alright, so I don't know. When more information come to me, I will share with you. So I don't know if it's the same day. So there's me here. But why did he interfere in the trial period when Harry and Meghan went to Canada? Why he didn't let trial? I was running out of room, but I still ended up doing a thread. Okay, why he didn't let the trial run its course naturally. He interfered in the process, then disclosed Harry's location in Canada, Byline Time and Netflix. So, in terms of my sources. Okay, if the interference did not happen, perhaps I will agree with him. Okay, why do you have to get involved? Okay, so there's me here again. There's 3 comments. Let's go into it. Okay, King Charles III changed Queen Elizabeth's secret. This is the things I keep on mentioning to you. Okay, I usually bring this information to you. Okay, King Charles III changed Queen Elizabeth II's secretary and put Edward Young, someone who will do what he says. These, I'm pointing to this, are the foundation of the key issues King Charles III wanted to do evil by hiding behind courtiers. Once he got the yes sir person, his fat fingers were clean to do evilness. They kept Queen Elizabeth II in the dark sense. Alright? So these are the things that I keep on showing with you, where Charles and, you know what, should I just read it? Okay, Young was hired 2 years ago following the outset of Lord Gate, who had been private secretary for 10 years at the time. Gate was removed by Charles and Prince Andrew after he expressed strong opinion and warning about both Prince Andrew and the Sussexes, 2 situations that have come to pass. Okay, and now the other one is being played right now, which is Harry stuff. Okay, Prince Charles was thought to be angry that he did not have a big enough role in organizing his own 70th birthday. Okay, childish thing. Okay, to change the secretary. And then Andrew, who's doing whatever he wants, and was upset because the guy, Gates, Lord Gates, was protecting the crown. But these two children, Charles and Andrew, they put their heads together to change him. And now this is the mess the institution is in. Okay? Prince Charles was thought to be angry that he did not have a big enough role in organizing his own 70th birthday, while Andrew is said to have long resented him for removing him as the UK trade envoy in 2011 following his link to Jeffrey Epstein being exposed. Okay? Lord Gates, he was looking at the longevity for the institution. But the others, Charles and Andrew were so freaking childish, they're thinking of the now. Oh, I don't have any set for my birthday. And then the other one with Epstein, look at this. They have to pay $1 million to Virginia Giuffre because Virginia Giuffre will not let it go. Okay, with all of his lies, he can't sweat, he can't this, he can't that. Okay, so you tell me if Lord Gates wasn't the proper person for the position. He was looking out for the institution and did the proper steps that was necessary to protect the institution. Okay, I'm saying this, that doesn't mean I'm for the institution. I'm just looking at what is happening, what's in front of me. Okay, Young served as gate deputy, playing a key role in organizing the Queen's Diamond Jubilee and the London 2012 Olympic Games opening ceremony skit. Unfortunately, the choice of Young as a replacement, there's the key here, as a weaker, easier courtier to control than Gates. This is the thing that Charles and Andrew was looking for. Weaker, easier to control. Okay, but they could not control Lord Gates, but they could control Young. This is the problem here. Okay, so they changed the Lord Gates, which was private secretary for the Queen for like 10 years. Okay, let's continue down here. All right, has backfired massively. And this was written, I forgot when was this written. I think it was around 2020, way before Harry and Meghan left. Okay, there is a massive blame game. The source continue. Edward Young was appointed. There's the guy who was now the Queen's secretary. Edward Young was appointed by Charles because he wanted someone weak. All right, but he has not been wise or intuitive. This Harry and Meghan thing has not suddenly happened. Okay. The Prince Andrew situation didn't just happen. Senior officials like Gates were warning about this stuff years ago. Okay? Which is why Charles and Andrew got rid of him. This is the key, the foundation where everything started. Okay? This was written a while ago, way before Harry left and Meghan. And now we're dealing with that again. They're pretending all of this did not happen. They don't even mention this at all. It's like this didn't exist. Okay? So I'm bringing it to like, this is the foundation of the issue. All right, let's go to the next tab that I share. This is the guy they replaced, which they say he was easier, weaker to control. This guy. Okay, the Queen's top advisor is in the firing line following the Duke and Duchess of Sussex bombshell announcement last week in which they effectively resigned as senior royals. The blame is being laid by members of the royal family at the Queen's private secretary, Sir Edward Young's feet. Him. Okay? So now he's the one that Charles wanted weaker and easier to control. When we said sometime the Queen doesn't know what's happening, it's because of him. Charles is controlling him. It's telling him what to do, what to report to the Queen. Tell the Queen this, tell the Queen that. Okay? In my humble opinion. Because when you look at this, okay, this one here, where is it? Unfortunately, the choice of Young as a replacement, as a weaker, easier courtier to control than Gates. Charles and Andrew could not control Lord Gates. But this one they could. Okay? So there's that here. The blame is being laid by a member of the royal family at the Queen's private secretary, Sir Edward Young's feet, as the courtier seems likely to become a casualty of the scandal. Okay? He's the frontman for it, but behind it is still Charles. Okay? Where was that? Casualty of scandal. It is thought that even Princess Anne and Prince Edward, who had sought to steer clear of the drama, have voiced their concern over Young's incompetence. When they were blaming Princess Anne, who was saying things about whatever, so Princess Anne and Edward raised their concern. This is where I said, for instance, Ford Fiesta, when she had a miscarriage, and then what made me went and look into Meghan to see if Ford Fiesta did have a miscarriage. Because on Twitter, I saw that was at the beginning when I first started looking into Harry and Meghan. And I was like, why the press is bashing Meghan so much? And then from reading tweet comments, someone mentioned that Ford Fiesta had a miscarriage. And I went to look to see if that was true. Did she really have a miscarriage? And I found out she did. And then I was like, how come she didn't speak up or say something to, to alleviate some of the issues that Meghan was going through? Okay, so this is the same thing that I'm seeing here. Anne and Edward saw something wrong and they spoke up. So I'm going full blast on this article. Okay, all the guns are blazing at Edward Young. A source in the royal household told the Times he has not geared up the system to protect the monarch. That's the thing here. That was his job, to be eyes and ears for the queen when certain issues happen, to bring it to the queen's attention. This nonsense of Harry and Meghan that was going on, he kept it away from her. Meanwhile, who was controlling him? Charles was. Okay? Very senior members of the royal family think he should go. All right? Princess Anne and Prince Edward. But you see, they didn't mention the other brother, Andrew. Why they didn't mention in this group here, Princess Anne and Edward? Because him and Charles put heads together to put him in place. Allow him to do whatever he wants. But he was not protecting the monarch. All right? So this is the guy that they replaced. Okay, he was looking out for the monarchy, the institution. If he was still there, the nonsense that we are seeing, we will not see it. Things will have been in proper place. Okay, the Queen's biggest mistake. This is you could search for that article. It was dated 12 January 2020. Okay, I don't know. Maybe you may not see it anymore because when things started coming out, they will either delete or edit it and do all sort of stuff. But my screenshot, I got it from that. Okay, the Queen's biggest mistake of the last decade was allowing Charles and Andrew to oust Lord Gates from royal household. Okay, and this is the problem we're dealing in right now. This article was spot on. And this is the mistake that we're dealing right now, and Harry is not letting it go. And he's taking it to court so people could hear. All right. So as much we may not like the institution, this guy, he understood his assignment. What's his name? Lord Gates. Him. Okay. He understood his assignment. He was doing what was right for the institution. All right. I'm not a monarchist, but whatever. Prince Charles was thought to be angry. I read this already from the previous two previous screenshot, but I just put them together because in the middle there was a huge advertisement. Okay, Prince Charles was thought to be angry that he did not have a big enough role in organizing his own 70th birthday, while Andrew is said to have long resented him for removing him as UK trade envoy in 2011 following his link to Jeffrey Epstein being exposed. Young served as Gates' deputy. Okay, so the guy who was serving under Lord Gates is now replaced Gates. That's what this means. Okay, playing a key role in organizing the Queen's Diamond Jubilee and the London 2012 Olympic Games opening ceremony skit. Unfortunately, I believe the Olympic skit that they're talking about is the James Bond thing. All right, with the Queen and the actor. Okay, unfortunately, the choice of Young as a replacement as a weaker, easier courtier to control than Gate has backfired massively. This article was spot on. There is a massive blame game. The source continue. Edward Young was appointed by Charles because this is why Charles put him. Okay, and this is why Charles' finger is all over the mess that's going on, most of it, and the other brother is part of it too, but on a different branch of stuff. Okay, Edward Young was appointed by Charles because, this is the key here, he wanted someone weak, but he has not been wise or intuitive. This Harry and Meghan thing has not suddenly happened. The Prince Andrew situation didn't just happen. Senior officials like Gates were warning about this stuff years ago, which is why Charles and Andrew got rid of him. Okay, people who's giving them honest opinion, like Harry, who was really looking out for the institution, what did they do? They throw them under the bus. All right, so there's that. Let's read some of the comments. Oh, I forgot I was reading my thing here. Control, this is someone who responded. Okay, control, they want to control the couple. Charles and William are the worst replacement of Queen Elizabeth II. Said it from the start, and even more so, the truth is prevailing. I really hope to God someone is watching over George, Charlotte, and Louis. Okay, this is sometimes why I say, you know, whatever miracle that happened to Harry may happen to those kids as well, because they're in grave danger. Because these people, like on my last video where I was talking about in term, there's the public and there's the private. In private, okay, this is where the real thing goes on with their mistress or whatever. But in public, it's for the firm, the performative things. They do those kids, create those kids for the firm, and then they done with. And then private, they go hang out with their mistress and have fun and all of that. All right, so let's go to the next tweet. Okay, so there's this here. I think it's making reference to some of the issues Harry's going through, the security thing here. Dear Prince Harry, if your daddy's friend win the case, then you should release Spare 2 and tell it all 100%. Do not fear your daddy or your wicked brother, because they don't care about you anyway. They wanted to see you and your family dead. The world need to know everything. I'm sure there is more. All right, so let's see here. Okay, in January of this year, Prince Harry told the Telegraph he had enough material for 2 books. Chris Jackson, Getty Image for Invictus Game Dusseldorf 2023. Okay, quote, it could have been 2 books, but it could have been 2 books, put it that way. Harry told the outlet at the time, and the hard bit was taking things out. There are some things that have happened, especially between me and my brother, and some extent between me and my father. Okay, these are the branches that I was talking about. Charles have one branch, you know, with what I just read in the previous tweet, and then the issues with William, who seemed to, you know, want Harry to not be productive so he could shine with his stupidity. Alright, so that's another branch of things. Oh my God, the craziness. Okay, there are some things that have happened, especially between me and my brother, and to some extent between me and my father, that I just don't want the world to know, because I don't think they will ever forgive me. Harry also told the outlet that he had 50 Zoom calls with his ghostwriter and often struggled with what to keep and what to leave out. Okay, so the ghostwriter probably knows. Okay, so there's another screenshot. We need to know what scandalous information Christian John could have on William that could possibly end the monarchy that Charles stripped Harry's security. To blackmail Harry and to removing his name from a legal claim. Wow, must be something bigger than egghead affair pegging. Alright, so there's that here. There's me responding to his caption. Okay, it's probably been written already, just waiting until the judge decides. Then release the book. I thought so too. Alright, so there's the thumbs up. I believe anything that happened to him, book 2 will come out. Me too. There's the thumbs up. Okay, so let's go to the next tweet. Now, this is a video. Let's see, what is that? There was some stuff regarding Angela Levin. Is that one? Okay, so there's something out. 2 minutes and 20 seconds, right? Okay. British media has gone from Meghan is lying to now concerned about Archie's skin color were innocent remarks by Charles and Kate. Ah, so are they admitting that, Piers Morgan was right? Here's the clip of Piers Morgan outing them.
But now we can start the process of finding out if they ever got uttered, what the context was, and whether there was any racial intent at all. Like I say, I don't believe there was. The royals who are named in this book are King Charles and Catherine, Princess of Wales.
Okay, and then they try to blame Omid for it, but it was Piers Morgan who put it. Omid, I did not read the Endgame. Okay, this is my disclaimer. I did not read the Endgame. However, Omid had claimed that he did not name any names in the book in terms of the skin color, but everybody else knows. Okay, but Piers Morgan went out on TV and blabbed the names out. So, which mean, are they saying Piers Morgan is right? Okay, there's nothing innocent about concern skin color of a child, of a baby. It's racist AF, And no, Harry and Meghan won't save the races. Okay, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Let's listen.
Well, speaking of Richard Kay, since last week's show came on air, the two senior royals who are reported to have expressed quote-unquote concerns about the skin colour of Harry and Meghan's as then unborn Archie have been named widely in the world's media. So, you know, we've got sort of like all this sort of like royal duty coupled with what must have been an incredibly stressful time.
I think so, and I think especially for the Princess of Wales. Kate is quite a sensitive person. She doesn't
sensitive but savage. She never corrected the tabloid headline, Meghan made Kate cry, when in fact she was the one who made Meghan cry. You know, at her wedding and demanding certain things to be done on Meghan's wedding. It's not even her wedding. My goodness. And you tell me very sensitive? She's freaking savage. And these are the same people who were there around Princess Diana. God, give them a baggage. Give them a baggage.
Being criticised, who does? But to have this sort of allegation made against you, and all she's doing is trying to go about doing her job in an effortless way, as
but let's listen.
we've seen. But this idea that somehow an innocent remark, and that's what it was, to discuss the likely colour of Harry and Meghan's child.
Well,
Remember when Meghan gave birth and all of that, you know, all the imageries, the person coming out with a monkey and they comparing Archie and all of that, all these people shut their mouth. This is not innocent. UK have a history of this type of talks before. Okay, we have the Queen talking about gorilla and all of this. So this is not brand new and this is not innocent. And then all of this is gaslighting the mentality of some crazies out there. All right.
you said we don't even actually have any real evidence of what was said. Do
Well, we don't. But we do know that names were mentioned, do we not, in letters?
In letters from
And Mr. Scobie, who is...
There's the thing here. They all knew. Okay? I'm going to move it back because he just mentioned Mr. Scobie. Because Scobie said he did mention it. Let me see what he's going to say. If he's going to say it's Scobie who said that.
names were mentioned, do we not, in letters?
In letters from
And Mr. Scobie, who is really responsible for all this coming out,
What?
has alluded...
It was Piers Morgan. She never corrected the tabloid headline, Meghan made Kate cry, when in fact she was the one who made Meghan cry. You know, at her wedding and demanding certain things to be done on Meghan's wedding. It's not even her wedding. My goodness. And you tell me very sensitive? She's freaking savage. Oh my God, these people, if you're not paying attention, they will get you. It was Piers Morgan who said it. But in the book of Omid, Endgame, someone insert a full paragraph. This is my understanding of it. Okay? Allegedly. Someone insert a full paragraph that mentioned something that Omid did not wrote in the English version.
The reality is, though, is that this is information that is not privy just to me. Journalists across Fleet Street have known those names for a long time. I had never submitted a book that had their names in it, so I can only talk about my version.
Yeah.
I'm obviously frustrated.
And then Omid said he doesn't speak, was it Dutch? And he lists other languages. His manuscript was in English. So where does that came from? That whole paragraph in Dutch. So how come it was not in the English version? A lot of the Sussex squad bought the book. They shared their thoughts and concern or whatever issues that popped up in the book. Okay, they shared it. So how come they didn't mention about Omid saying it in the English version? Okay, again, I'm moving it back slightly. Oh my Lord.
names were mentioned, do we not, in letters?
In letters from
And Mr. Scobie, who is really responsible for all this coming out,
I had never submitted a book that had their names in it.
has alluded to the fact that he's seen those letters, or he knows what's in them.
The reality is, though, is that this is information that is not privy just to me. Journalists across Fleet Street have known those names for a long time.
And they had to say, oh no, we weren't talking about the Queen, the late Queen and Prince Philip. So
We know there's only a very small pool of people. I know who it is. I'm not going to name it.
The royals who are named in this book are King Charles and Catherine, Princess of Wales.
But yeah, I mean, is it racist to speculate about the colour of a child? I mean, I can tell you that when Harry was dating Chelsea Davy, there was...
Okay, let's keep in mind, the UK has issues with dark skin color.
It's extremely difficult sometimes to keep a straight face. When the Home Secretary said to me, there's a gorilla coming in. So I said, what an extraordinary remark to make, very unkind about anybody. And so, I stood in the middle of the room and pressed the bell and the doors opened. And there was a gorilla. And I had the most terrible trouble in keeping, he had short body, long arms. And I had the most appalling trouble.
The UK has issues with dark skin color, okay? Keep that in mind.
When racism as such, as a philosophy, kicked in, was as a direct reaction to the abolitionist movement. The abolitionist movement driven by some of the leading intellectuals of the day, as well as driven by hundreds of thousands of ordinary people in this kingdom who signed petitions after petitions and presented them to the House of Lords. When the abolition movement really kicked in from the 1780s onwards, the planters had to respond. And so this is where you get the most virulent imagery about brutal, pagan, bestial...
But the media is a powerful force.
...black people in the literature and in the imagery.
Cartoons portraying black people as licentious and depraved began to circulate.
Speculation then, Rebecca will remember it, well, imagine if they have a child, wild red hair or wild blonde hair, so it's a kind of natural discussion which people have, but it's been...
It's not the same, okay? It's not the same. And then you have people on who have platform putting images of a couple with, is it a monkey, in front of a doorstep or something. Nobody said anything about that. This is not the same thing.
Imagery about brutal, pagan, bestial...
But the media is a powerful force.
...black people in the literature and in the imagery.
Cartoons portraying black people as licentious and depraved began to circulate.
Really been very damaging for Kate, I think, and for Charles, but they've sort of risen above it in the way that Rebecca has just described, which is kind of the royal way.
Has it been damaging though? Because I kind of feel like the public support has been there, really.
I think so, but there is obviously public support for them, but there's also a great deal of antithesis. They're the usual camp followers of the Sussex crowd who think anyone who doesn't agree.
Nah, okay, you guys are displaying full stupidity. You create your nonsense. All Meghan wanted to do from the time they did the engagement interview, she was looking to do work for your asses.
But also giving up your career.
Yes, that's nice. Yes. But I don't see it as giving anything up. I just see it as a change.
It's a new challenge.
It's a new chapter, right? And also keep in mind, I've been working on my show for 7 years. So we are very, very fortunate to be able to have that sort of longevity on a series. And for me, once we hit the 100 episode marker, I thought, you know what, I have ticked this box and I feel really proud of the work I've done there. And now it's time to, as you said, work as a team with you. Yeah.
This is more than a cookbook. And what I mean by that is the power of food is more than just the meal itself. It is the story behind it.
As you said, work as a team with you.
She did it, and then you guys resented, and then she left.
The decision that I have made for my wife and I to step back is not one I made lightly. It was so many months of talks after so many years of challenges. And I know I haven't always gotten it right, but as far as this goes, there really was no other option.
But you guys still talking about her 24/7 non-stop, and then Omid write the book and the thing reignite. They have nothing to do with your mess. They left. You wanted them gone.
If you want to be private, go back to America and live privately. It's pretty straightforward.
They gone. Okay, let's continue here. Meghan and Harry need to maintain a dignified silence. These people claim it was innocent, so why do the Sussexes have to comment? Okay, I'm going to borrow Hope word to tweet something similar. Okay, there's me here, 6 inch here on their necks. They can't keep up with their lies. Alright, coming soon. The N word wasn't said in malice. It was said in jest, and everyone laughed. So how can it be racist? Alright. Oh, when I first took the screenshot to put for all of these comments were not there. Alright, so 18 minutes ago. White men may argue that the discussion about Archie's skin color isn't racism, but person of color and people from Commonwealth know exactly how it feels like. They and Gen Y and Z, for whom diversity is important, are increasingly likely to turn away from the royal family and the state endgame. Okay, 2 minutes and 4 seconds. That will be a screenshot. I've heard this video before.
There was a rejection of him and her. Really made us, you know, look into it with faces like this. You know? And we still haven't quite recovered. You would think the relationship would have improved. But that confession about the color of Archie's skin, what might it be? That was a big blow. That was a punch in the solar plexus. That really stunned us and stunned all the people in the Commonwealth who have the racial colors you and I have. You know? It stunned us. Still does.
I don't like the way they treated Meghan Markle. I completely do not like that. I don't like the way they have treated their own son, Prince Harry. And I've seen, King Charles should apologize. He should start by apologizing, dealing with the matters of his own family first.
Before?
Yeah, before he, like, how can he cut off his own child like that? I don't like the way they've dealt, especially with that black woman, Meghan Markle.
She's not fully black.
Forget it, she's black. In our world, she's black.
She's not fully black. Okay, but here's the thing.
No. They have, in certain ways, first of all, I started by saying I love the royal family, I love what they represent, and I'm just saying I don't like these aspects about them. The aspects of the fact that, first of all, we have to understand they are in power, and power is not given. You take it and you maintain it. If you've watched The Crown, you understand, which is just a depiction of actually what may have happened. Like, these people, they have to sacrifice a lot to be in the positions that they are in. But we are living in a different world. For me, the day they will make peace with their son, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, maybe I'll look at them differently. Right now, something just seems to have broken. Something is broken. Like, I no longer feel the excitement.
Okay. So there's that. Okay, Kay had it in for Meghan right from the start, so she can claim that her vocalized concerns about the baby's skin color were innocent. They were part of her game to undermine someone she chose to see as a rival. Okay, we give them anxiety. Okay, what is that here? 29 seconds. The only man that can fix this country. Okay, so let's see this. People are putting their things here 32 minutes ago.
As you were shouting at the back, I was not shocked because I don't raise comfortable things. I must touch the nerve. And I don't get easily shaken, whether by sober or half sober people. I have no problem at all. No one get to scare me. I express myself anywhere free without any fear.
Okay, so let me read these two and then whatever's there. Okay, they are really trying their hardest, but actually making the royals look worse. Okay, she doesn't like to be criticized, lol. We know racist Kate wants to be the perfect princess always. Who you are, Kate Middleton. Was it something racist? How can he said they can judge the context of the conversation? Then it was innocent. Raising concern about the skin color of an unborn baby is absolutely racist, and there's nothing innocent about it. Were it innocent, they wouldn't have waited till they got Harry alone. Okay, how these That's right. So how come they didn't say it in front of Meghan if that was the thing? Okay, how these people normalize concern over the color of a baby's skin color is disturbing. There is no discussion of how it must have felt from Meghan and Harry's point of view. It's all they are innocent. This isn't journalism or fair discussion at all. It's pandering to the royals. Yeah, what they doing here?
Well, speaking of...
Let me pause. What they doing here, this kind of conversation to ease it out or whatever, is to start getting the public ready, okay? To whatever anger the people have, okay? This is to start calming them down. All right, these people are freaking manipulating. They know how to do the psychology here. This is what this is all playing out over there, to start calming the mind, the anger. Whoever has any anger, whoever's already racist, this doesn't matter to them at all. So that's what they're starting to prepare people. Next tweet. Okay, so there's this here. Isn't anyone in the UK surprised to hear William's friend as Palace sources again and again and again? Palace said royal family are on a stiff upper lip, but I don't think so. The royal family had long been leaking news every single day because they are desperate. Don't blame Harry and Meghan if they make another. Alright, Prince Harry UK return welcomes as warm, sick friend of William says. What the hell? December 7th. That was yesterday. These people, my goodness, they're just doing anything. They don't even let the other headlines stay for a couple of days to marinate and let people, I don't know, try to grasp it, but instead they keep throwing. They keep throwing. No, you can't even really process what they just do. Alright? So they're just throwing anything and hoping something will stick. Okay, friends of Prince William and Kate Middleton have ridiculed Prince Harry's suggestion that he and his family would like to spend more time in the UK. Okay, you never know. Harry grew over there. I'm sure there are things he used to do. He would love to continue doing it, but right now his priority is his family, and now he has to just readjust. I mean, when you look at people who migrate to another country, I'm not just talking about Harry, it could be anybody, due to different circumstances. They still think about their homeland, but they have to move to, for whatever reason it may be. All right, let's read this. Did I read that? Spend more time in the UK. Okay. But he's not coming here to see them. Harry knows the media well enough by now to know that never got said. It's constant negative articles like this and worse that forced the family out of Britain. Bring on spare two. Alright, so that's the thing I just read above here. Okay, in reference to what was said on the cover of that rag, at least UK is his home. Why are Yuvo and Keane wanted to come to the US? Who's Yuvo and Keane? Oh, I guess they wanted to warm up to the American, wanted to come to the US. They fell in the past, but they keep coming back, attempting to bolster their names via photo apps. There's the laugh here. Willie's verbal diarrhea gives the lies to the royal family models of stiff upper lips, dignified silence, and never complain, never explain. His vocal outrage, reported secondhand, is the antithesis of dignity, and his upper lip quivers with fear that Harry will outstage him on UK soil. Okay, they are disgusting. Royal family are epitome of cowardice. They leak through the media, aka friends, then act like they maintain a dignified silence. Don't explain or complain. Yeah, just have a friend or staff do it. Charles used his friend to smear Diana. This is royal family, in my opinion. A dignified silence is just that silence. I mean, Harry already explained it in the docu-series. You will read the entire article and then they'll say they contact source or whatever, but pretty much the entire thing is the royal family. Alright, they would love to be Harry. He gets to jet in and out and chill in his mansion in the US. They can't. Alright, so that's an ad. Let's move to the next tweet. My goodness, every single day something stupid is coming out of that island. Jesus Christ. Okay, so this is the video of her. Okay, Angela Levin was caught lying again. 2 minutes and 19 seconds. When was that? I know it was posted today, but when did this record it? Alright, let's listen.
Break me, not break me. Harry wants to crushed the royal family. He's been very, very unkind, saying that both Prince William and Prince Charles are stuck, and is demeaning the whole history of the royal family. He wants to take on Diana's role and be like...
What the hell? But they doing things to him. He's just protecting himself now. Before, he used to let things go. He didn't have a family to protect, like he said in one of those interviews. Now that he has a family to protect, he will protect them.
I will always protect my family, and now I have a family to protect. So everything that she went through and what happened to her is incredibly raw every single day, and that's not me being paranoid. That's just me not wanting a repeat of.
Before, he just let bygone be bygone and went out about his business. But the institution, his father and brother, who have abused him over and over again, okay, throw him under the bus over and over again. So now he's speaking up. He's like, no, what you have done to me before, which is very painful and hurt, you're not gonna do it to my family, which is his wife and children. Now he's standing up to protect his family. My God. And this is exactly why he wanted to separate the private and public.
Chance my arm with a cheeky question. A bit like your mother, you are pursued every minute of every day by lots of people trying to take photographs, videoing, recording what you're saying, pushing. How can you possibly have a private life?
Cheeky question. You're right, that is a cheeky question. But Andrew, to be honest with you, sadly, that line between public and private life is almost non-existent anymore, and we will continue to do our best to ensure that there is the line. You know, we are completely aware that we're in a very privileged position, and I will spend the rest of my life earning that privilege and trying to bring a spotlight onto things and causes that really matter to me, and hopefully matter to a lot of other people as well. Everyone has a right to their privacy, and a lot of the members of the public get it, but sadly in some areas there is this sort of incessant need to find out every little bit of detail about what goes on behind the scenes. It's unnecessary. I hope that people get to see me here in this Invictus role, cracking on with the guys and mucking in and having a good time with them. And this is half my official role, but half my private role. This is what I enjoy doing, but the private life has to be private, and I hope people respect that.
What happened between him and his father should have been private. This woman's mouth and my mouth should not be talking about the things that is being discussed in public regarding Harry's private life. So this is why Harry, since he was young man, he been saying he wants his private things to be private. When he goes out to represent the crown and all of that, take as much picture as you want. But when he's doing his private thing with his family and things, get the F out of his face. But these people refuse to differentiate it. And Harry have also said in one interview, he tried to do it as many times in private, but they keep on leaking things to the press. So now he's going full blast on your asses. You refuse to let him do things privately. And now it's coming back to haunt you guys. And then this woman in another interview, she's claiming he knows Harry very well. Jesus.
Her in the future.
Angela, I mean, look, some will say, I'll say that I've heard the same podcast that you've heard. I've read and listened to the same interviews. I don't see him being unkind. It's just a young boy, a young man growing up and being honest about his own mental health, his own situation, and the way he wants to live his life. I don't think he's crushing the royal family. That seems to be quite harsh, I think.
Oh, this guy is speaking truth. Yes, that's exactly that. And then the father and the brother refuse to let him live his life. Every time Harry come out to say something, that's because the father or the brother or both of them combined did something to provoke him to come out, to say his side of the story.
I might agree with Angela.
I'm sorry to be harsh because when I spent over a year with Prince Harry, I thought he was wonderful. I think he's completely changed. I think he sees that he has her legacy, and I don't think it's very nice to...
I mean, that should be a full defamation here. Harry's doing his own thing. How the hell do you know this is what he thinks? Jesus.
Describe that your brother and your father is a lousy parent, and your brother is stuck.
But the thing is that then Charles said almost the same thing about his parents. Oh my God.
He didn't say lousy parent. Where is that? Where are you quoting lousy parent from? I've not seen that anywhere. Where did he say his father was a lousy parent?
Good.
His father had let him down.
He didn't say lousy parent. This is part of the problem, is that he says one thing, but it's reported. You invite you on this show, and you've got a responsibility to. If you're going to say you spent a year with him, but the reporter accurate. Nowhere did he say his dad was a lousy parent.
I'm shocked. I am shocked. I am shocked to hear that presenter put her on the blast. This is what I was just saying before even this was said. This should be full defamation. Where did she see or read Harry said something like that?
He's explained it in the context of the royal family and how he wanted to leave and break that cycle.
They don't report the news, they create it. And they've successfully turned fact-based news into opinion-based gossip with devastating consequences for the country. So I know the story all too well. I lost my mother to this self-manufactured rabidness, and obviously I'm determined not to lose the mother to my children to the same thing. And when I said in the mental health series many months ago that they won't stop until she's dead, that was I guess more of a warning, not a challenge.
The royal family and how he wanted to leave and break that cycle.
Suffered. Do everything you can to make sure that whatever negative experiences that you had, that you can make it right for your kids. We chose to put our mental health first. That's what we're doing, and that's what we will continue to do. Isn't this all about breaking the cycle?
How he wanted to leave and break that cycle.
Isn't this all about breaking the cycle? Isn't this all about making sure that history doesn't repeat itself? That whatever pain and suffering has happened to you, that you don't pass on?
I think that's fair enough, but to say he's a lousy parent, that's your words, not his.
Wow.
Let you down is a horrible thing to say.
That's it.
Prince Charles is a very sensitive man and knows that. And to describe William as stuck and trapped, I think he's also very unkind, because William is giving his all for his future role as king. So,
and then if that's the case, William should focus on that only. Leave his brother alone. Harry's well-being should not be William's concern. Focus, he has 3 kids to worry about, and then the future heir to the throne. So he should be focusing on that. Then I read on another video where he said wait until he become king or something like that, what he's gonna do. So why can't he focus on his duties only? The crown was never for Harry, and Harry understand that. And he left the country, they still bothering him. They call him irrelevant as he was leaving. They will never talk about him. But since he left, they're still talking about him. What the hell is wrong with these people?
Doubt is the wrong word, but the actual question is what I stand by.
Okay, well look, unfortunately...
Oh my goodness. I'm glad this guy put him in his place. Her place. Okay? To say your father let you down is a terrible thing to say. This coming from the woman who said far worse about her own mother, Angela Levin. It is disgusting, shameless, hypocrite with zero self-awareness. Okay, my mother was a cruel and horrid woman. It's taking her years to confront it, but Angela Levin makes a taboo-breaking admission and reveals why she believes countless others suffer just like her. Whatever. After this, that said, Jesus, those eye bags need their own postcode. Alright, next tweet. There's that, oh God, her again. Okay, you know, when I realized British media was a joke and should never be taken seriously, when the likes of BBC invite the devil to its set to talk about an American woman she had never met, talked to, or knew anything about, and when they keep inviting liars and treating tabloid as journalism. Okay, so what did she say? Okay, that's one of the reasons a lot of people, more so young people, can be bothered to read or listen to mainstream media news. They now can see in real time when have people on who have been seen to lie or make things up about everything they are asked to commit on. And apparently, she's in the know with WME as well, who told her they were on the verge of dropping Meghan because of a back she had no part in. I mean, surely they will release that themselves and not go through random British tabloid. That's an ad. Okay, let's read this and then that's it. These two. British press is the laughingstock of global journalism. Pay for play. What a shame. She is the last thing to be asked for an opinion. Alright, and one of the videos that I edited yesterday, when they start asking her question, she's like, I'm not coming back here anymore. Like they are attacking her. Alright, next week. Woke up to this on thread this morning and the replies made my day. That's the laugh here. Okay. Okay. Prince Harry, who's that? Is that Maureen? I think so. It looks like it. Prince Harry and Meghan are doing huge damage to the monarchy. Strip them of their titles now before they wreak yet more havoc. Read my view via Daily Mail and let me know what you think. Go. Okay, strip Harry and Meghan of their titles now or risk more havoc. Harry and Meghan are damaging the monarchy. Well, that's the best news I've heard. That's the best news I've heard. Let's see here. Wow, you went into journalism for this? I think the media is overdramatic. At this point, public perception seems tired of the same stories being sensationalized. If you give someone the power to strip them, you give them power to strip all royals. I'm sure Republicans are all for it. Read it, the Daily Fell, the newspaper dedicated to polishing Lady Di's tiara. Okay, good on them. The monarchy is an archaic concept. Okay. Alright, from the moment I wake up to the end of the day, how will an institution that has lasted over 1,000 years ever continue? I think the media is doing that all on their own. Okay, I think they should keep up the good work. Daily Mail, you've got to be effing joking. Please stop embarrassing yourself. Oh my God, these are really comments under his thing. Oh, there's more. Okay, Harry and Meghan are damaging the monarchy. Well, that's the best news I've heard all week. Long may they both reign. Abolish the monarchy. Harry and Meghan are damaging the monarchy, but Andrew is okay though. Abolish the monarchy. The Daily Mail is a rubbish. Okay, why do you think it's their title that are doing the damage? With or without their title, they'll still speak the truth. The monarchy is the one who has already done the damage. You just want to hide it. Okay, I say let them do as much damage as possible and burn the whole ridiculous institution to the ground. It's the Daily Mail that causes havoc. It should be abolished. Okay, or grow up, you other child. Okay, I was able to make word of the last one. Alright, so there's that here. Poor Maureen Eden, there's the laugh. Richard's tweet this crap performatively. He know full well that Harry's title won't be taken away because then a legal precedent will be set for all the royal family titles to be stripped. Maureen's still crying and people ain't having it. Okay, poor Maureen. People are laughing about it. Alright, so let's go to the next tweet. I have two more after this. This I believe I share on my community board already regarding the Endgame. Is it that one? Yeah. Alright. Endgame by @Scobie is an instant New York Times bestseller. Be sure to pick up your copy of this explosive investigation into the current state of the British monarch. 5 seconds only. Let's see. Is that the music? No, there's no music. They just put it like that. Okay, so that's that. I did share that on my community board. Let me just read what's there. Wow, 2-time bestseller. There will be a lot of jealous royal rats. Yep. I say yep, you know, as my reaction, and then she wrote it. Yep, Omid is way more successful than any of the others. And this is why they're hating on him. He didn't play that game with that they were playing. Even though at that time, this is why I hold Omid very highly above all of them over there. Okay, at the time when the bashing of Harry and Meghan, there was no consequences. Nobody was talking. Well, the Sussex wide were, but Harry and Meghan were still over there. They will not allow them to talk back. All right, they were having a field day, the royal rat, but Omid was not. He was still doing his journalistic aspect of issues that were going on over there. Okay, so he stayed with the fact, and then now that he's doing his thing, he's making much more money, they're hating on him. All right, the British, and this is why they did that thing with the in my humble opinion, with his book Endgame, with the with the Dutch version. Someone tried to sabotage it. I can't wait for the result of the investigation, because he did say they're investigating. The British tabloid gave it a lot of legs. They helped to sell this book with all their revelations, peers, and concerns. Congrats, Omid. Congratulations, Omid. And Levin sold a few copies of her book about Camilla. They ended up being sold for £1. And I'll die. Well done. The Avengers are believing UK tabloid that the book is a flop. Okay, I'm sending this to the troll and Angela. Okay, but I thought this was the book that wasn't doing well. Got it. Wrong again. So cool. Alright, so let's go to the next tweet. Okay, I haven't come any video clips of them saying the thing is a flap. Okay, quote, okay, you could tell right away that those were eyes of someone that had fallen in love. Natural. It's very telling that Has felt comfortably enough to tell his friend about his then girlfriend, Meg, and not his close or inseparable brother the minute he knew it was leaked. Yeah, they're talking about William. Okay, Harry told Natural, but not William. I mean, Harry is a very good communicator. He could read people. All right, so this is from the Docu series. There will be screenshot, unfortunately. I'm sorry, okay?
After they met, my wife, me and him, we had dinner together, and he sat like that, and he looked at us and he says, guys, I met a girl. We've just met, but I think this may be the one. You could tell right away that those were the eyes of someone that had fallen in love.
Every time I see Harry's picture next to Meghan, he's like a freaking puppy. Like a puppy love. Look at him. But you dare mess with his little bubble that he creates for himself, he's gonna be savage on you. So there's no reply. Let's go to the next one. Alright, so this one is a Sussex Squad's prayer. So I'm gonna keep it as the prayer for this video. And this is my last one, right? I think it's a prayer. Okay, Sussex prayer. God, thanks for shielding Harry, Meghan, Archie, Lilibet, Diana, and Miss Doria from wicked British royal family and all enemies. Return to sender all evil plans. Psalm 52:5. Charles and William, quote, surely God will bring you down to everlasting ruin. He will snatch you up and pluck you from your tent. He will uproot you from the land of the living. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because it started with a prayer and then all of a sudden savage. Oh my God, let me try to read it without laughing. Okay, quote, surely God will bring you down to everlasting ruin. He will snatch you up and pluck you from the tent. I'm trying. He will pluck you from the tent. He will pluck you from your tent. He will uproot you from the land of the living. So let's see. And the squad did. Amen. All right, let me read this. God is no respecter of kings. He destroy and replace wicked leaders of the land. Surely the mind and hearts of men are cunning, but God will shoot them with arrows. Suddenly they will be struck down. He will turn their own tongue against them and bring them to ruin. All who see them will shake their heads and scorn, for there is no respect of persons with God. God will not be mocked. Wow. Okay, Mark 7:20-23. It is what comes from inside that defiles you. For from within, out of a person's heart, come evil thoughts, sexual morality, thefts, murder, adultery, greed, wickedness, deceit, lustful desires, envy, slander, pride, and foolishness. All these vile things come from within. They are what defiles you. Wow. Okay, so this is it. Please take a moment. Okay, some of people are liking some of my thing. What are they liking here? But they interfere. Okay, I shared that already. Martin Branding, that's from another video. I shared that already. But did they interfere? Okay, so these are the things that I've already shared with you. Alright, so that is it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a link, PayPal, and Cash App in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Alright, so that is it. Thank you for watching.